Don't fight the hand of God. Move with it. And you will discover an extraordinary peace and truth that moves through you and plays out your life in beautiful ways. In other words, my friend, let go. Why do you think it is that we constantly trip and fall on our face? Why do you think we constantly experience roadblock after roadblock after roadblock? Well, the ego will tell you so you can overcome it. I'm here making this video as a testimony. Surrender to God. Surrender to God. Stop trying to say who you are. Stop trying to come up with yourself. Stop trying to make yourself who it is that you want to be. Surrender to God, because God has a perfect plan for you. Truly. But are you even listening? I thought I was listening to God. There were so many times I thought in my life I was hearing God, I was hearing Spirit. When in truth I was just hearing my own ego convincing me of what I wanted to believe. But there's what we believe, and then there's the truth. There's the truth, and then there's us looking at it, filtering it through all of our beliefs and stories we want to tell ourselves. You see the difference there? We're not seeing what is real. We're seeing our idea of it. And there are many who claim that that is all reality is, everybody experiencing their own beliefs and idea of what it is. This is a lie. These are ego deceptions that their egos have come up with to make themselves feel better about living unconsciously, and they're selling it to you. And I'm here today to tell you, surrender, let go, open yourself to God. And the fact of the matter is that you cannot hear God while you are listening to your ego. While you are listening to all of the things you want, while you are in worship to your desires. Think about this. Most people around us, and including me for most of my life, we're in worship to things like our mind. We're in worship to our desires, who we want to be, what we want to become. I want to be with this person. I want to have this money, right? We're in worship to our desires. We're in worship to our dreams. We're in worship to creating our reality. Many people are in worship to their private parts. You ever met a guy or girl like that? Snap of a fingers, it's like they're being driven by their private parts. They're being driven by sex desire. And for me to come and to find that for much of my life, I've been in worship to my heart, being guided by my heart, but even still, while we are in worship to these parts of ourselves, while we are in worship to synchronicity or spiritual ideas or something we read in a book from a teacher we like, we aren't listening to God. So let go. Be willing to confront the discomfort of not knowing who it is that you are, because once you finally admit that you don't know and you open up and listen, you'll find that God speaks. And for me personally, I just want to be honest with my experience. God doesn't audibly tell me things. I don't hear a voice. That used to happen, but it turns out that was my ego trying to convince me of what I wanted, and it was very deceiving. That's not what it's like. To be in connection with God is really to be willing to see the truth, to be willing to lay down all of your beliefs and all of your ideas and separate and free yourself from all of your desires, to be willing to really look and see what is really happening. We do live in a world where there's a lot of noise. But what are you listening to? Are you listening to the noise, or are you listening to God? Are you listening to your ego, or are you listening to God? Are you listening to your desires, or are you listening to God? Are you listening to the stories and beliefs some teacher taught you, or are you listening to God? Let go and surrender yourself to God. And as it is said, let there be light. Let there be a conscious awakening now in your life, a willingness to see the truth, to open yourself up to the realization that maybe you're not who you thought you are. Maybe you're not who you've been believing yourself to be and trying to create yourself to be. Maybe you're someone else. Let God show you. Let God show you. If you know somebody in your life that would benefit from this message, or you just think they'd really like to hear it, thanks for sending it their way. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Thanks, and see you there.